Hey everybody, Kevin Wagemaker here, instructional technology consultant for Montcalm Community College. I want to join you tonight to just go over a few instructional or EdTech tools or things that you will encounter during your time here at MCC. I know for some of you it might be some old tools, some things that you've already become accustomed to, but nevertheless things change in the world of instructional technology, so I want to make sure that maybe it's been one way before and it's changed. So I'll point out a few important items, some things that I think might help you as you go along your journey here as a Centurion. So first things first, I just want to go over a couple items. These are obvious things for the most part, but I want to make sure that you know that you're in the right place. And the first thing is obviously signing in at MCC. The best way to do that is to go to login.montcalm.edu. Once you successfully sign in, you will see the My Apps area, as you can see over there on the right. And that will be all the different instructional technology apps, things like that you have available to you as a student. We recommend that you use either the Google Chrome browser or the Microsoft Edge browser, as they tend to play the best with Microsoft Teams and Canvas. More on those two items a little bit later here. Also, whenever possible, it's best that you get the apps that are available. So, for example, we'll talk about Microsoft Teams. Get the desktop and mobile apps if you can. You can access these items from the web, but the full functionality is going to be available in the desktop app. And having the mobile app is great as well. And we'll talk a little bit about mobile apps here shortly. Also, netiquette. As we do the live online thing and attending class virtually, it's important to pay attention to things like netiquette and understanding when to be on mute, and all those different items. Now, I know a lot of you have experience because you've been down this road in the last few months, but it's always good to have a little reminder on, what you should be doing with your mute button and making sure how you should present yourself in an online meeting. Just some simple tips and tricks to make it go a little bit easier and better for all of you in the meeting. So first things first, obviously, it's important to understand where you can go to get support. Well, the MCC staff's a service desk. There's a location in Sydney and in Greenville. The Greenville one is not staffed as frequently, but the Sydney one is located in the Dozer building. For those of you that are not aware of that, that's the building that's connected to the activities building where the pool is, the gym is. So you can visit that in person when we are having on-campus instruction. You can also email the service desk at servicedesk@montcalm.edu. You can call the service desk if something is more urgent, and the phone number is right there, so you may want to jot it down, 989-328-1246. And also you'll see the hours there. Those are the hours for the Sydney campus when we do have on-campus instruction. We also have Tier 1 support available in Canvas. This is for Canvas items. So if you don't know how to do something in Canvas or something is not working as you would expect it to work, you can just click on the help icon in the global navigation there, as you can see within Canvas. And there's ways that you can call Canvas. I recommend doing the chat option, which you can see as an option there. And in most times, a Canvas representative will be right there to answer any question, big or small, that you may have. If you need more dedicated support, maybe you want to know how Teams works or how to access Canvas, I have an instructional technology support option where you can sign up for 30-minute blocks and you can meet with me. And I will be sharing a link to that at the end of this presentation. There's also the Canvas guides, which are very helpful. So if you need to know how to do something, submit an assignment, or maybe you don't want to have to contact anybody, all you have to do is go to guides.canvaslms.com. Click on the student guide, and everything that you need to know about Canvas should be there. If you still can't find your answer, though, you can go ahead and contact the service desk, and they will get a hold of me, or in most cases, they can answer the question for you. And there's also the student support course. You may have seen it on your Canvas dashboard tile as a Canvas dashboard tile. It's not something that you have to do, but it is just full of resources for Teams, Office 365, Canvas, and the like. So make sure you hit that up if you have any questions or anything like that. And last but not least, we always have the Canvas support chat that's available to you. It's available on our MCC webpage, on the homepage. You can't miss it. It's in the bottom right-hand corner. If you click on that, there should be somebody waiting to point you in the right direction to get your question answered. One important thing that I want to bring up is something that can really benefit you. So in the case that you forget your password, it's highly recommended that you sign up for self-service password reset. And what that allows you to do is, instead of having to call or contact the service desk to get your password reset, you can simply answer security questions or have a verification alert sent to your mobile device. And it's very easy to set that up. All you need to do is go to your MCC sign-in area, click on your profile image, click on View Account, and then you'll see a new window pop up, and you'll see Security Info. You click on that, and then you can add the different methods for resetting your password. It's very easy to do. We do recommend that you get the Microsoft Authenticator app for your mobile device. That is the easiest way for you to reset your password. And it'll also work best when we enable multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication is something that probably most of you are aware of. If you have a Google account, you might have it from time to time where you're trying to sign in and your mobile device will say, looks like you're trying to sign in. All you do is verify your sign-in, and it's the same process that we will be enabling for you here at MCC. The beautiful thing about this is if you ever were to get locked out of your account or forget your password outside the service desk hours, you don't have to wait for the service desk to reopen to reset and gain access to your account. It's super easy to do. If you haven't done that, you should do it before the sun sets today if the sun hasn't already set. So let's talk a little bit about Canvas. Just a couple quick Canvas items that you should be aware of if you haven't done them already. The first thing is to make sure that you update your profile, especially when we're talking virtual and online instruction. It's good to have a presence so people get to know who you are outside of the class. So get in there, add a profile picture, and fill out your profile. Also, set your notifications. Notifications are important because you may want to know when something new is posted or when someone sends you a message. So if you haven't been in to check your notification preferences for a while, it's definitely something that you should do. Also, you have something called Studio that's available for you. This allows you to record and store videos that you make within Canvas. It's also available on the Canvas mobile app. So if you don't have the Canvas mobile app, make sure you get that because you can record videos with your phone and store them in the studio area within the Canvas mobile app. And I already talked about the Canvas mobile app, but we use the Canvas mobile app, and I should say students use the Canvas mobile app at almost a one-to-one pace at MCC. It's a great way to stay on top of what's going on in your courses and to communicate. So if you don't have that yet, visit your app store. There are 3 different mobile apps. There's a student app, a teacher app, and a parent app. Obviously, you will want to get the red one, the one with the red icon. That's the student app. In Canvas, there's also OneDrive integration. Now, I know a lot of you are more comfortable with Google Docs and the like, but it's good since we are Microsoft in a Microsoft institution to put to use OneDrive. We can support it. If you accidentally delete files, we can help you recover them. And it's integrated within Canvas. So if you're looking for a file or need to submit a file, you don't ever have to leave Canvas to do that. You can simply access your OneDrive library right within Canvas and submit your files or start editing and collaborating on files as well. Feedback has gotten so much easier to view within Canvas. We have recently enabled the Canvas assignment enhancements. So now to view any inline or annotated feedback on a document that you've submitted, you just open up that assignment, view your submission, and you can see right from the example I have on the screen, you can see the actual documents that you submitted and any feedback that was given by your instructor right there. If the instructor left comments, there's also a comments tab that you can click on and view any additional comments as well. And so one thing I want to really level with you on right here is Canvas doesn't break, okay? Canvas has an uptime of 99.9%. So what I'm telling you is if you, for some reason, miss a deadline or you just totally slacked off, do not blame it on Canvas breaking or a glitch with Canvas, okay? Because the instructors know this as well, so you got to be more creative if you miss a deadline. Additionally, there's also Canvas support. So if for some reason something wasn't working, you could always go in and hop on that Canvas support chat and see what's going on, if there's a known issue, things like that. But just keep in mind that Canvas doesn't break. It's more likely a issue with how the assignment was set up or an issue with your connection or something that you might be doing wrong. So I've warned you. There you go. So moving down this path, almost done here. Office 365 is something that we definitely recommend that you use. For Outlook, it's all available within the MCC apps area as the online version. There's also a dedicated desktop app for each one of these items that you see here. So if you find yourself using them a lot in your course, make sure you download those apps for the mobile device and for your desktop as well. All right, so I mentioned Teams. Now, a lot of you, if you've taken courses here already, know that we have really started using Teams a lot. Now, Teams does a whole lot of things. It's not just a virtual meeting platform, it's a collaboration area as well. It brings in Outlook, it brings in Skype for Business, it brings in things like Word and PowerPoint and Excel all to one place so that you can work in groups, so you can work with others, so you can communicate. Know that you can join Teams from the web. You can join it from a mobile device, and you can also join it from a desktop. I definitely recommend that if you can, that you use it from a desktop computer or a laptop computer using the app as much as possible. As I mentioned previously, if you do need to use the web, make sure you're using Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge browser as they work best. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some time right now to go over joining a Teams meeting and what that looks like and the different items that you should be aware of within Teams. So when you join a meeting, there's a lot of different things that you can do. And so this is obviously just a template here. But if you go up to the top, you'll see that this is the new meeting experience. Some of you might have your controls in the middle of the screen still. That's totally okay. They're relatively the same. But they moved up here. So if you click on these menu dots, you're going to see a drop-down list as we can already see on the screen. And if you're having issues with your camera not working or the wrong microphone, you just go to device settings, and that will allow you to change the mics, the speakers, and things like that. Another important thing before I move on through this is you can actually do a test meeting ahead of time. So if you're worried about being able to connect, all you have to do in Teams is click on your profile picture, click on settings, and you will see in the devices area that you can run a test meeting from that device to make sure that your connection's good enough and that your video works and all that stuff. So very easy to do. But moving right along, you can obviously update your device settings. If you wanted to change your background effects, so if I didn't want to show what's behind me, I could always choose from a different background effect that's available. I can just blur my background. I could bring in an image of my own. And you can do that right from here, but you have to have your camera on in order for that to work. You can see that you see your different settings there. If you wanted to put live captions up, there is the option to do that. Not all of you will have access to that depending on the user type that you are or the software update that you're running, but that is available on a lot of different for a lot of different users. And you can see that down there. Let's see. One thing that I should point out is you as a student should not start a recording. Leave that up to the instructors if they want to do that. If you start a recording, the whole class recording will go on your account. And so you obviously don't want that to happen. If you want something to be recorded and it's not being recorded, ask your instructor to record it, and they will share it out as needed. And if you're somewhere that does not have a great internet connection, turning off incoming video is always a good idea to cut down on bandwidth if you need to. Obviously, if your instructor is demonstrating something or showing something, that's probably not something that you want to do, but it is available if it's just like an audio call to kind of help the ability for it to come through clearer. A couple other things up here in the toolbar. If there's a back channel like a chat going on, just click on that and that will take you to that. If you do have a question and you don't feel like you can get your hand up or you don't want to interrupt, you just use the hand raise feature. But do know that once your question or once you've been called on, you should click it again so that hand raise goes away. And lastly, when you're ready to leave a meeting, you just click on leave and the meeting is done, which is pretty obviously pretty easy to identify. There's one more button there that I didn't highlight, and that's the square with the arrow through it. If you do need to share your screen, maybe you're giving a presentation or something like that, you click on that, it'll open up a share tray, and it'll give you options to share specific apps or specific windows, specific files, or you can share your whole desktop and anything that is on the screen. So if you're jumping around from a PowerPoint to Word docs and things like that, you'll probably want to share your entire desktop. So just to recap a few things, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'll make sure that you get my contact information on the next slide. But I just want to make sure that you're aware. First things first, something I didn't mention was we have a student device portal coming soon. It's partnered with one of our vendors, CDW, which will give you a spot where you can order a laptop or shop laptops and use your financial aid to purchase those laptops. So watch for that. It's coming soon. Don't forget to sign up for self-service password reset. If you haven't, or if you're not sure, you can get in and check and make sure just by following the steps that I showed you previously. Obviously, the sign is login.montcalm.edu, and it never hurts you to test the different apps. So maybe you're coming up on a Teams meeting and you're a little nervous about it. Maybe find some friends and say, hey, you want to run a quick test meeting just to make sure everything's working for us, whether you're running from your mobile device or from a laptop. It's never a bad idea to test your hardware and software prior to your first course. Like I said, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. I told you that I was going to include a link to sign up in case you wanted maybe more of an in-depth overview on Teams. Maybe you just want to do a booking to try a test meeting. I'm happy to do that with you. There is that second QR code will give you more information on joining a virtual meeting at MCC. Another link to the MCC website over the third one from the right, from the left, for the MCC chat. And then I mentioned the students resource course. If you want to hop on that real quick, that QR code is there. If you've never used a QR code, all you have to do is get on your mobile device and bring up the camera and just hold the camera over the QR code, and it will actually bring up, do you want to go to that site, which is pretty cool. That's on an iPhone. I know that Android has something similar as well. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. kevin.wagonmaker@montcalm.edu. I'm here for you, so you're not bothering me. But I wish you all the best of luck. Take care.